back to week 2 of Football Fridays. I'm joined again with Kenny.
What's up?
And Mo.
What's good? What's good?
All right, so last week we did really well in college football. Kenny was 6-4, I was 5-5, and Mo was also 6-4. And our locks, which is all three of us agreeing on one pick, went 3-2. And then NFL-wise, Kenny again went 6-4. He was the only one positive of the group. We won't talk about that.
Strange.
I was 4-6, and Mo was 3-5. Our locks in that were 1-3. So that was just a bad week in the NFL for all of us but Kenny. And then props were squared up 3-3. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. We had 5 NFL games and 5 college games last week, and that was just way too many. We went like an hour and 15 minutes. So we're going to try and keep this a little bit shorter and a little bit sweeter today. We got 3 college games and 3 NFL games. So let's get right into it. You guys ready?
Born ready.
All right. Mo, you texting again?
Of course he is.
Ain't no reason to call me out. I'm not even.
The unprofessionalism that we're seeing tonight is incredible.
It's been 2 minutes,
and you're already being unprofessional.
I think calling somebody out for being unprofessional when they're not unprofessional is unprofessional.
I'm just messing with you, bro. All right.
It is what
I'm
it
not.
is.
All right, first game, we have number 13. So last week we only had 1 ranked game out of 5, and this week we have all 3 ranked games. So this is pretty dope. So first game in college on Saturday, 11/7/2020, is Indiana, number 13, versus the number 25 Michigan Wolverines. This is a noon kickoff. It's Michigan -3, and the over-under is 54. Kenny, we'll start with you.
Michigan. They're one of the teams that I think is a little underrated so far this year. Week 1, it is what it is. It's week 1 with no offseason, no preseason. And then last week you got a rivalry game. So, yeah, I don't think we've really seen exactly what Michigan is yet. I think it's hard to tell through 2 weeks, and with these 2 weeks that we've had, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Michigan. And I, again, don't think these – I'm going to take Michigan to cover. I don't think these defenses are in whatever week the college football season. I think they're in week 9, right?
Yeah, 8 or 9, yeah.
But this
I don't
is only
think-
week 3 for the Big Ten.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think these defenses are true forms of what they will be. So I'm going to take Michigan to cover the -4, and it'll be
-3. But
-3.
Yep.
-3. And then I'll say 38-28 Michigan.
Okay. Mo?
Indiana, I like what they've been doing. Michigan, I don't trust them at all. I think Michigan is highly overrated. They always are every single year. Jim Harbaugh, he cannot beat Michigan State. He cannot beat Ohio State. He can't win any big games.
Good thing he's not playing one of those teams this week.
I said he can't win any big games. So when he plays Notre Dame and all those other teams that he plays, he's not any good against them. So you look at their record against teams that are any good, and it's just not as where you want it to be for a Michigan myth of a school. I'm going with Indiana on this one. I think they win. I don't think that the Michigan run game is going to be any good, and their quarterback is definitely overrated. So I think it's going to be a low scoring, though. I think it's going to be 27-20. I don't really see Michigan being able to move the ball at all. So I'm going with the under also.
Gotcha. Indiana's 2-0 against the spread in their first 2 games. I think that this is a very, very close game. I think that Michigan wins by 1 point. So I'm going to take Indiana +3. I don't – the Michigan quarterback is young. I understand that. But I don't think that Jim Harbaugh keeps his job after this season. I think he's fired at the end of the season. He can't win a big game, like Mo said. I agree with Kenny, though. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. These defenses, exactly what Kenny said, they're not – you watched Ohio State, you watched Penn State. Their offenses are amazing, but their defenses are just not there yet. So I agree with the 54 over. I'm gonna say 35-34 at the end of the game. Michigan wins, but Indiana covers that 3. Anything else on that one? Good.
Nah.
All right, number 2. Now this is the game here. So we have the 8th ranked Florida Gators, chomp chomp, versus the Georgia Bulldogs, who are ranked 5th. This is a 3:30 kickoff. The line is Georgia -3.5, and the over/under is 52.5. I have a lot to say about this one, but we'll start with Mo.
So initially looking at this, I thought Georgia was going to win. I looked at it, I was like, man, my first initial thought was Georgia, but then I started thinking about the games I watched and Georgia and the games I watched with them. Now I realized Georgia only scored 14 points against Kentucky, and you're going to need a lot more than 14 points to beat Florida. Florida has athletes on both sides of the ball. Their defense is decent. I mean, it is the SEC. Stinson, the Georgia quarterback, has not been playing well as of late. They put 21 points up against Alabama, but a lot of that was garbage time. I think Florida wins this. I don't even think it's close. I think they win by 14. I think it's going to be 38-24.
So that's the over, correct?
Yep.
It's 2.5. Okay, cool. Kenny?
This was close. Georgia just runs the ball so well, and they have all year. So it's tough for me. Teams that can control the clock and can control the pace of the game, I think that's huge, especially in college football. But I think Florida wins. I do think Florida comes out. Their offense is just so much more explosive. Trask, I think he has the game that solidifies him as a top college quarterback. Yeah, I definitely think Florida wins. I don't think it'll be by 14 just because Georgia can run the ball so even. Their quarterback just doesn't have to play well to win games. He just doesn't because their defense is so real and their run game is just so efficient. I'll say 28-24 Florida.
Okay, so it's the under then, correct?
Yeah.
You're right on it. Okay. I'm a Gators fan, if you guys didn't know already. Kyle Trask is the 3rd best quarterback in college football. Kyle Pitts is probably, I would say Kyle Pitts maybe, I'm not sure if any other tight end has ever made it to the top 3 in the Heisman, but Kyle Pitts has a very good chance to do that this year. He had, I think 7 touchdowns in 3 games, which is just, it's unbelievable. The dude's 6'6". He's not very big stature-wise, but he's unbelievable. Our defense is atrocious. It was atrocious the past 2 weeks. That's why we lost to Texas A&M. I think that this is a higher scoring game just because, like Kenny said, I don't think we'll be able to stop the run, but I think that we can light up the scoreboard at any point. I think Trask has at least 4 touchdowns in this game. Pitts has 2. We're too explosive and Georgia's defense is the best in the country. Like I won't lie about that. It's the best in the country, but I think that our offense is just too explosive, and I think that we win this game outright. And I think that that's a great bet. If we have to do 3.5, we'll do 3.5. But I think that we win it outright. I think we win it by at least 3 points, but I'm saying the touchdown. And then the over because our defense is really bad. And I think Georgia can definitely run the ball. Stenson's not going to beat us, but he's also not going to lose the game for Georgia. He's kind of one of those guys. He's not going to win the game, but he's also not going to lose the game. Their defense is good. Their run game's very good, but we're just too explosive on offense. And I can't believe we lost to Texas A&M, but I think that it goes. Honestly, I think it really goes to Clemson once Trevor Lawrence comes back. Ohio State and Florida are the 3 best teams in college football.
Have you forgotten about the team in Alabama?
Yeah, Mac Jones is good.
You have lost your mind
No.
if Alabama's not in your top 3?
If Florida gets at least semi of a defense, they're better than Alabama.
Bruh.
You
I
have
was with
lost your mind.
You had me. Well, when you said that Kyle Trask was the third best quarterback, I think he's the fourth.
Him and Mac Jones are very close.
I don't think Mac Jones is top 5.
Why are we
South
even
State-
talking about that comment as if he just left Alabama out of his top 3?
No,
Because
Alabama's 4.
nobody-
Alabama's 4.
You have lost your mind. Alabama's winning the
nobody actually thinks
championship this year.
No, I don't
Nobody
think so.
actually thinks that that's even a relevant argument at all.
No.
But-
You're not going to tell me that Alabama's run game, the explosive receivers, even with Waddle out, the explosive
trying to tell you
receivers,
that.
I
the
think that one-
defense that doesn't allow
No.
points.
I think if Waddle was still playing, I'd rank them above Florida, but he's not playing, so.
You have lost your mind. Najee Harris he's got, bro.
No.
I'm not even
That
going to
passing game
entertain this.
Had 0 problems last week without Waddle.
And what did I say? I prefaced
Najee Harris
if
runs
we
for
had-
200
if we did a
yards a
defense.
game.
If we get a semi of a defense, we are better than Alabama.
Y'all can't. Okay, but you guys don't have a semi-good
I
defense.
I
and
understand
You're
that.
not signing players off the street. This isn't NFL. You can't just.
Yeah,
get
but what I'm
people.
saying is it's only we got a game canceled from COVID, so this is only
true.
a 4th game. So what I'm saying is, just wait.
Clemson just almost lost to
Yeah,
Boston College,
they don't have
and you're putting them ahead of
Lawrence.
Alabama?
Clemson is better than Alabama. Yes, with
Hold
Trevor
on.
Lawrence and Travis Etienne, they are better than Alabama.
But what about
ETN isn't better than Harris.
They're close. They're close.
Harris is running the ball down SEC defenses' throats, and
It looks
ETN
like
is
you're
having a good
tackle
year
the
against
camera, and it's cracking me
ACC
up.
defenses.
Please do that again.
I just don't understand how you think Florida's offense is as good as Alabama's offense.
I think it's better.
Okay, we got to move on. Let's move on real quick.
He
Let's
just
move on
lost
real
his
quick.
mind.
Let's move on real quick, and I'm
Oh
gonna put this out
my
there.
God! Can we
LSU.
never put Florida on this show again?
Every week. I don't even care if they're playing the ranked team, just so I could get both of you fired the fuck up. I love
Oh
every
my
week.
God!
Oh.
Can we just have
I'm
a
sweating,
moment of
bro.
silence?
I'm sweating.
No,
Moment of silence
they don't.
for
They don't
LSU,
even get
please.
acknowledged. Only college football teams get acknowledged on this show.
I'm sorry, didn't they not win the college championship last year?
We're gonna live on that for a while. I see.
Yeah.
No, just
There he
1
goes.
year. You get 1 year window.
No, you
I'm
get
gonna-
an
I'm gonna
off-season
use it.
window,
No, bro.
especially when you're playing like trash the next year.
At least my coach actually gets in fights with other coaches and doesn't sleep with 25-year-old women. The next game is the 3rd game of the college football slate, and that is number 1 Clemson Tigers versus the number 4 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. 7:30 kickoff. Clemson minus 5.5. Over/unders 51.5. Kenny, start with you.
I think Clemson solidifies their spot as the number 2 team in college football this week. That's where we'll start. But I do think Clemson takes this. I think they put it on Notre Dame a little bit. I think they win by 10. I think they really put it on them. Their defense is just a little shaky, so I think there will be some points scored, and I will take the over 45-35 Clemson.
Okay. Mo?
I would like to start this statement with Florida's coach couldn't get a 25-year-old, so that's why he wouldn't be sleeping with a 25-year-old. But let's move on.
Dan Mullen's the GOAT. Watch your mouth. Bro.
Clemson, I think we saw last week, Clemson, no matter who the hell is at quarterback, is going to be an offensive juggernaut.
Yeah.
Not saying that the quarterback they have, DJ, I'm just going to call him DJU because that last name is wild.
Uwe Ungalele, I like to say.
He's a
Uwe
5-star
Ungalele.
quarterback. He's 6'5".
Say it, Mo.
He's
Uwe
250 pounds.
Ungalele.
Can we start a
Oh,
segment
no.
where we have Mo spell tough names?
Yes, at
Bro,
the
you
end.
spell that name.
No.
Uwe Ungalele.
You misspelled
Mo
Pouncy today. So
That was yesterday. So anyway, when so he went 30. I believe he went 30 for 41, over 350 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dude is a beast. I think they put up points against Notre Dame. I don't think it's as close. I think they win by 17 points. But at least by 2 touchdowns. But Notre Dame, they're a very good team. That defense is good, but I don't think it's going to be able to stop Travis Etienne, the second best running back in the nation.
Talk to him. Talk it up.
They don't
Who's
have
number
Trevor,
1, Mo? Jesus Christ.
Najee Harris. We don't
Jesus
have
Christ.
Clemson doesn't have Trevor Lawrence this week. So, Trevor Lawrence this week.
He does that every time he says that name. I love it.
It's tough because I like Trevor Wallace better. But when they don't have Trevor Lawrence this week, but I don't really think it matters. I think they're gonna put up points. I think it's gonna be 40. I think they're gonna score 40. Let's say 42 points, 42 to 45 points. I think Notre Dame only gets to 27.
Okay, so which one are you picking?
Clemson?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You said 42 or 45.
It doesn't matter. They're going to hit the over, and they're going to hit the.
You still got to pick a score.
42 to 45 points. That's my score, bro.
I can't stand this dude.
All right. This is a consensus across the board. I agree with everything you guys said, except for the little thing you guys got going on that Travis Etienne's the second best running back.
Travis Etienne is very good. Okay, he is, but he's more like a I want to say
Alvin Kamara. I think
he's a diet Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
He's very
what is
good at
Najee
catching
Harris?
the ball.
Derrick Henry 2.0.
He's Derrick Henry that can catch the ball.
I won't even say diet Derrick Henry because he has the potential to be just as good.
Yeah. He's faster.
He's the same size. Yeah, he's the
faster.
same size and he's faster.
So
he's not even a diet. Yeah, he's not even diet Derrick Henry. We're looking at Derrick Henry 2.0. And you're going to say he's the – oh, my God. He's running for 200 yards on SEC defenses.
Give me Travis Etienne. I don't even know if you could do props on Bovada or anywhere else for college, but Etienne's going to have at least 2 touchdowns. I think he has 2 on the ground and 1 in the air. Give me Clemson -5.5. That line's just low because Trevor Wallace/Lawrence isn't playing. And then the over 51.5 is a beautiful, beautiful bet, and I circled that like 4 times.
I took that this weekend.
I was very surprised about the score of this, the over under for this. I couldn't believe
it's because
1.5.
It's because Notre Dame just doesn't score a lot. Like they had the one game they won 12-9 or something like that. They just don't.
Yeah.
I agree with Mo. I think it's 38. I don't know if I see 45. I see 42, but 38 to 42 points for sure. I don't think that they score less than 35 in this game.
No.
What was your score, Kenny?
45-35.
Yeah. I agree.
Clemson's defense is so shaky that they could.
Yeah,
but I was watching.
It's almost like they're not the best team in college football.
I was watching that Boston College game, and those were big plays that they scored on. It wasn't even.
Yeah.
It wasn't even
almost like they. Would you say those are plays that Alabama would make happen?
No comment.
Oh, okay. I was just checking, just making sure that we're not.
They were definitely fluke plays. I think that defense is a little bit better than they were last week, but I think Clemson shows why they're the number 2 best team in the nation.
Thank you. I agree.
I'm doing my own show next week. Okay. All right, we good on college? Anything else you guys want to add?
Nah.
All right, cool.
I think we've said everything we need to say as far as college goes.
I'm aware. All right, so NFL this Sunday. So we have first game, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Buffalo Bills. I kind of threw this one in there because I thought this was very interesting.
It's a part of my parlay.
Yeah, this is a 1 p.m. kickoff. It is Seattle -3, and the over/under is 55. We'll start with you.
Uh, so this was basically if we would have had this game about 3 weeks ago, it would have been MVP Russell Wilson, runner up. I mean, winner versus Josh Allen, runner up. I think, but Josh Allen has been playing like garbage. The
3 weeks
3 weeks.
ago, Aaron Rodgers was the runner-up,
No,
if
he
not the
was
winner.
not.
No, I agree.
No,
Josh Allen was
no.
up there.
Josh
It was those
Josh
three for
Allen
sure.
was
He was
throwing the
balling.
ball
Yeah.
for 400 yards and running for 50 yards a game. You cannot say that Aaron Rodgers was gonna win this. People were saying, is it Russell or is it Josh Allen? So, but
I
now
was
he's been
only
playing
hearing
like
Russ and
garbage.
Aaron.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm telling you what it is. And then so, um, Josh Allen been playing like garbage. He has, and that Buffalo defense is so bad. Russell Wilson, I think, just shows why he's going to be MVP this year. I think he goes off. I don't know if Carlos Hyde or I don't think Carlos Hyde's going to be back this week. Uh, or I don't think he's going to be 100%.
So
I
Hyde
think
and I just got an update. Sorry to cut you off. I just got an update that Hyde and Carson aren't playing. So it's going to be Travis Homer and DJ Dallas in the backfield for Seattle.
okay. So I don't even think it. What I was gonna say, I don't think it matters who's back there. That secondary and anybody can run against the Buffalo Bills. I think DJ Dallas can go off. He had two. I believe he had two touchdowns last week, one rushing, one receiving. Um, I want to. I think it's going to be 34-17. Um, so and I think my prop bet for this one, I think you can't go wrong here. Lockett over 70.5 yards a game or for this game. Um, he's done it uh, 3 times this year, and all against bad defenses. And this is just a bad defense. They play a lot of zone because they can't do man. Lockett tears up zone defenses. DK, or you can go DK over 72. We saw what DK did last week. He's gone over 90 yards 4 times this year already. Uh, I don't even think it's close with that one. So yeah, I got the over for this. I believe that math adds up.
Yep. Kenny.
Yeah, I got Seattle winning, and I got the over as well. I got it 31-20 Seattle. I don't think the passing game is going to be as big
That's
of a.
51, by the way.
Is that
It's
the under?
It's 55.
Yeah, then I'll
Yeah.
take the under.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, because I just don't think the passing game is going to be as big of a factor in this game, just because of where they are. Being in Buffalo around this time of year is not great weather to throw the ball a ton. I think the scores are going to start tapering off a little bit in the NFL, just because the weather's going to start changing and not enough teams have domes. So yeah, I'll take the under then. I'll take Seattle to cover 31-20, and I think Homer and Dallas put on a show on the ground.
Oh yeah, Seattle -3. I like that a lot. And then I'm gonna have to agree with Kenny. I think the under hits. Two bad defenses. Both of these defenses are really, really bad. But I just don't. I don't know. I just don't see this going over 55. I understand why it's set at 55. Two bad defenses, two really explosive offenses. I will say though, it's kind of crazy if you look at the stats. I was looking at this earlier because I knew Mo was going to throw something out about Lockett or DK. It's crazy that when one of them has a really good game, the other one is just like non-existent in the offense. It's the weirdest thing of why that is. But I think that Lockett tears this defense apart. I I don't know. I think that it's 27-20 Seattle. I think that I think Seattle -3 is a pretty safe bet. Russ is going to throw. I don't know what the prop is on his touchdowns, but he's got at least two in him for sure. Probably
Uh,
one. Probably one to
Pause.
Dallas.
Pause.
one
Yes.
bet that I did look at
Pause.
and I thought about pretty hard was Stephon Diggs. I believe his was set at 71 receiving yards. Um, I don't think that a receiver can, or I don't think that any corners or DBs can guard Stephon Diggs either. So
I love me
on
some
that if you
Stephon
want.
Diggs.
Yep. Yeah, I like that one too, Mo. I'll write that down. What was it? 71?
Yeah, it was either 70.5 or 71.
Okay.
He said he's got at least 2 in him. Golly.
Touchdowns. Not penises. Okay, the second game of the NFL. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Indianapolis Colts. This is also a 1 p.m. kickoff. Baltimore -2, over-under is 47. Kenny starts off.
What's great about that -2 is on FanDuel Sportsbooks, you can steal that at 1.5. So I think that was a huge dub. I got that one at -1.5 for Baltimore. I 100% think they cover. I think that Colts defense is just too inconsistent to maintain and contain Lamar for 4 quarters. Dobbins, Ingram. I think that offense, I think they played very well. I think they exposed different parts of the Colts defense throughout the game. What I thought was one of the best defenses in the league. They've just, watching their last few games, they just look so inconsistent. Yeah, they look really inconsistent, especially against offenses with multiple weapons. Even a young, like Joe Burrow, he's played so well this year, but even against a young quarterback and a bad offensive line, they struggled to contain all of the weapons. So I think the Ravens do the same thing. I've got it 34-20 Baltimore.
Okay, Mo?
I think the Ravens blow the Colts out of the water. I don't think it's close. Phillip Rivers, yeah, he's good. But
Please don't say good and Phillip Rivers in the same sentence.
He's played good this year. He's played well.
He
played above average last week, and that's about it.
I said this year, not this week, not last week.
I'm just saying. I hate Phillip Rivers. Continue.
Ravens and
that man has 9 kids. Give him a break.
He has like 11 kids.
He's very stressed, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Give him a break.
I don't even have a kid. I have a dog in this turkey now. I couldn't even imagine having nine of knees running around.
And they're all bored because they live in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Right.
He needs to learn how to pull out. Go ahead.
He needs to learn how to stay in California. That's what he should have done.
I don't think the Colts have enough weapons for this very dominant Ravens defense. Jonathan Taylor, he hasn't been playing as well as the hype right now is. I think that he's going to be very better next year.
Very bad.
I think he's going to be better next year. But I don't think that he's going to be anything against this Baltimore Ravens defense. I think they blow him out the water. I don't think they can stop Lamar Jackson, who played poorly last week with all the turnovers. But they against a very good Steelers defense, they ran for over 250 yards, and so I think they score. I think they score 28 points. I think that the Colts can only get to 10. So I have the under on this. Lamar Jackson, prop bet for me. I love me some Lamar Jackson. 47.5 rushing yards. I think he has at least 65. Again, I don't think this game is close at all. And for a team that we thought that was going to be better than what they are, the Colts just don't look like it to me.
Would you guys say that the Colts offensive line has regressed as well from going from one of the top offensive lines to where they are now? It just seems like it's not as dominant as it was.
I think that's why Jonathan Taylor's struggling too. And I drafted T.Y. Hilton in all 3 of my fantasy football leagues, and Odell was there. Odell had one really big game, but Odell and T.Y. were the 2 I had in every league that I played in this year. I had
a crazy stat for T.Y. He hasn't had a game above 80 yards since Andrew Luck. And that was, 2 years ago?
2 years ago, yeah.
2.5 years ago? He hasn't had a game above 80 yards since that. So, T.Y., he's done for. And he got hurt last week. Thanks for
Yeah.
that prop bet, I guess. Oh man. It hit.
What was it?
It hit
Under
no
four and
matter
a
what.
half catches? 4.5, right?
Yeah, he had 2 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And
I
Mo
was like,
was
oh, it's
shaking
not
in his
looking.
boots.
I was like, it's not looking
He
too good, but
also
he got hurt.
texted us and said, Josh Allen, you watching this? He had one run
yeah.
for 22 yards and didn't get another rushing yard the rest of the game.
Mo
He
was
only
full
needed
erection
6.
when he ran for that first one.
He
He was
only
like, "You
needed
guys see that? The prop
16
bet's
yards.
coming. The prop bet's coming."
16 yards, bro. He only needed 16 yards. It is what it is. I ain't even tripping.
All right, this is a quick one. Baltimore -2. I agree with that. And then the under 47. I agree with that too.
There it
All
is.
Right.
Lock.
Shoot.
Lock it in.
Okay. Third game, New Orleans Saints versus the Bucks. This is an 8:20 p.m. kickoff. It is Tampa Bay -4.5, and the over/under is 51.5. Kenny, start us off.
This was a shootout for sure. These offenses, they put on a show. Just like I told you, Mo's texting. Can we please? Oh my God.
What?
Anyway, I think
Bruh.
just the unprofessionalism is insane.
Just because you didn't think about this game doesn't mean you can just
I did
throw
think about
stuff
the game.
out there. Just because you didn't think about this game doesn't mean
I
you
did think about the game.
No, you didn't, man. That's
I did think it's the
stalling.
NFC South game. It's an NFC South game. Those are the games I actually do think about. Watch your mouth. We bout it. Anyway, as I was saying,
keep talking.
Drew Brees has done exactly what I said he was going to do, and he has picked his play up a lot after everyone disrespected him for the first 3 weeks. And if you go back and you look at any Drew Brees season, he always starts off slow. I told you guys to relax. He's going to get it together, and he's played much better the last few weeks against good defenses as well.
His air yards were last week or 2 weeks ago, I think it was.
Tell us, Mo.
1.5. He threw the ball on average 1.5 above in front of the scrimmage line of scrimmage.
And what did that do for him, Mo? What did that do for him, Mo?
Did
that win them the game? That's insane. I thought we were worried about wins and we weren't analytics assholes that do nothing but watch stats and don't watch the game. Okay.
He is not a good quarterback.
So,
if you watch the
like
game,
I said,
he's not a good quarterback. He throws it to Alvin Kamara. He's like, Alvin Kamara, can you juke the whole team and then get 50 yards? He's not a good quarterback.
That sounds like knowing your personnel to me.
Sounds like he can't throw
it got
5 yards down the field.
It got Kyle Allen a new job. Seemed to work.
And Kyle Allen, we trust.
I think 13 touchdowns, 3 picks on a season, 106.5 passer rate, and that seems pretty solid to me.
It's hard to throw a pick when you only throw it a yard and a half in front of the line of scrimmage.
The line of scrimmage, bro.
Know who you are. Know who you are. Know your personnel. Realize that your best wide receiver's out. There's no reason to force the ball into bad places. But like I was saying, this one is a shootout.
He knows that his quarterback can't throw the ball down the field, so he has him throw it.
This one's a shootout. This one's a shootout. I think the Buccaneers do win, and I think the Saints cover. I think this one is 41-38 Buccaneers.
Mo?
Saints are overrated. Saints are overrated. That defense, if you look at it, their defense is, I think, top 10 in yards per game. They don't give up a lot of yards, but they give up big-ass plays. They give up 29 points a game. The Bucs defense is, and I don't think they've been. I don't think the Saints offense is as good as everybody thinks. This Bucs defense is real, and I don't think that they're going to be able to move up and down the field on them, especially with old man back there trying to throw the ball with his cane. So I think the Bucs destroy the Saints. I don't even think it's going to be close. They do have more Michael Thomas back this week.
You should have told him that week 1.
Oh, you're talking about when
the Saints won.
Oh, you're talking about when Tom Brady finally got to play with his team for the first time ever? I'm sorry. That defense.
Did Michael Thomas get hurt that game?
In garbage time. Don't act like he got hurt at the beginning of the game. He got hurt on a let's run the clock out at the end of the game.
They were
And the
throwing
man
at the
only
end of the
had
game.
like they didn't throw. It was on a run. I'm sorry. Do you not know the play?
No,
But
I
it's
just know they
okay.
won. I just know they beat the
Yeah,
Bucks with the same
yeah, with
offense they're
Tom
going to have
Brady
Sunday.
barely and
They
won.
put up 34
They
points against a real
they
defense.
it wasn't the same defense as it is now,
What's
and it
different?
was the first game. Defenses always take time to catch up.
That's what
They're
we're
the
going to go with.
best team. They're the best team in the NFC. I don't think it's close, and I think that they put points on them. I think it's going to be 38-20. And my prop bet for this one is I think that since the Bucks are going to be so dominant, I think it's going to be 50. My prop is over 55.5. You can get that at plus 155. So I think that's a great bet.
Bucks by 10. Brady throws 3 titties. That Saints
Love it.
defense is very, very bad. I don't agree with everything that you said, Mo, but I agree with a lot of it. Michael Thomas being back is definitely going to help Breeze. I think Kamara has. See, the thing about this one though is that Tampa Bay defense is for real,
And they
and
got one of the best cover linebackers in Devin White, and one of,
yeah,
if not the fastest linebacker in Devin White. So he can
he's very good.
keep up. I think Christian McCaffrey is way better than Alvin Kamara, and he was able to keep up with Christian McCaffrey and tackle him. And Christian McCaffrey even said that he was the best linebacker in the league. So
Yeah,
I don't think Alvin Kamara is going to have a crazy game this week.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think I'm saying Bucks by 10. I'm gonna say Bucks by 11, 35-24. So that's consensus over. Anything else before I run through what we got?
They're going to be in.
You
They're going to
look
be in
pissed
New
off.
Orleans, right?
You look
No.
pissed off.
No, I'm not pissed off.
You
I
good?
think. I just think Drew Brees takes a lot of flack for a quarterback with an average offensive line and subpar weapons when Michael Thomas isn't on the field. They beat the Buccaneers earlier this year, essentially without Michael Thomas anyway. No matter when he got hurt, 3 catches for 17 yards. They essentially
have
beat him
Alvin
without him.
Kamara, Jared Cook, Emmanuel Sanders. They have weapons. Their
Emmanuel
offensive line
Sanders
is not
isn't
very good.
Emmanuel Sanders. He's not the Emmanuel Sanders that we saw play with
But he's still
Manning in
decent,
Denver.
though.
He's like average weapons. They're average weapons, and they're worse without Michael Thomas on the field because they don't have to focus on him. So I just think he takes a lot of flack for a guy with average weapons, a below average offensive line, outside of
That
Alvin
offensive
Kamara.
line is not below average.
It's a below average offensive line.
That
The
is one of the
Panthers made a
better
mockery of
offensive
the
lines.
offensive line. The Panthers made a mockery of that Saints offensive line.
That offensive line is not bad, and I think the Bucks. They beat the Bucks this year. They beat the Bucks earlier this year, week 1. Okay, first time they ever played together. Like
But that doesn't necessarily matter this season because of the no offseason.
He has they brought everybody back. The Saints did. They didn't change anything. They paid everybody. The Bucks had a new quarterback learning a new system, with never throwing to his wide receivers other than practice. No full goes.
So what else did they really add outside of Brady to that offense?
Gronk.
A quarterback learning a new system with
But Gronk wasn't really a factor. He didn't play a ton week 1.
Not at the beginning.
It's still an offense needing to learn chemistry. I don't understand what you're saying. A quarterback is very important in that. Like
I understand that, but you're saying that you said the Saints brought the whole team back, and then the Buccaneers changed so much.
Chemistry. They didn't have to learn chemistry.
After a whole offseason, there's still chemistry problems week 1 with no preseason.
No, there's not, as you know what Drew Brees is going to do. He's going to throw the ball a half a yard behind the line of scrimmage. You don't have to really there's no chemistry with that. You don't know Tom Brady's
because Tom Brady's throwing bombs.
He has been throwing bombs.
Have you not
No,
seen him?
Yeah, he has been.
He takes 2 or 3 deep attempts a game.
Bro.
But he hits on every one of them, though.
He does not hit on every one
Is
of them.
Godwin
He underthrew the receiver against Carolina a couple weeks ago.
on,
Underthrew him for a
last week?
touchdown.
we talk about one. You're talking about one play.
Is Godwin playing?
No, I don't think so.
And Brown is playing this week.
Oh
He's
yeah, true.
practicing
I
he can
forgot
play.
about him. Yeah.
Yep.
But they said he's not going to
Play
play
the
a lot.
slot? Does he play the slot then?
No, Godwin goes to the
he's held
slot, I
out.
Godwin,
think.
okay, yeah. that makes
Godwin's playing this week. Brown is playing this week. Mike Evans is playing. Like they're going to put up points. And again, I don't even think it's close.
If I told you this team 3 years ago, I said Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette, Gronk, Mike Evans, AB, and Chris Godwin. That's unbelievable. Like
It's unbelievable now. It doesn't even have to
Yeah.
be 3 years ago.
That's unbelievable. Okay, we're just
And
gonna
Ronald
keep.
Jones. Ronald
Yeah,
Jones is not
he's
bad.
not bad.
He's not bad either.
He really
I
isn't.
think this team has 2 top 15 running backs, 2 top 10 tight ends, 3 top 15 receivers, and a top 10 quarterback.
I don't think they have 2 top 10 tight ends, but they definitely.
I'd say OJ Howard's top 10.
I'd say he's close. Tight ends suck.
I think
There's not 10 good tight ends in the league.
I don't think his name. I think his name is bigger than what he actually does. He's a good blocking. He's a good blocking tight end, but the man doesn't really. He doesn't really get thrown to a lot.
He doesn't create opportunities for himself. I think that's the problem.
Yeah,
But I mean, we're also looking at a tight end with a ton of weapons around him too.
Yeah.
So that'll definitely affect it.
Yep, I hear you. Okay. So 3 college games, 3 NFL games. So our locks, we'll just go through that real fast. We have Florida plus 3.5. I think all of us actually said money line on that. So I'm not sure what the line on that is, but that might be interesting. So Florida plus 3.5, Clemson minus 5.5, Clemson Notre Dame over 51.5. I think that's probably the best bet that we have on this sheet right now. Seattle minus 3 against Buffalo, the Ravens minus 2 against Indianapolis, and the over in the New Orleans versus Tampa Bay Bucks game. And then we have, what did I write down here? Okay. Mo has 3 props for the 3 games. You have Lockett over 70.5 passing yards. We have Lamar Jackson over 57.5 rushing yards, and we have an adjusted over/under for the Saints versus Bucks game at 55.5. And what did you say that return was, Mo? Plus what? 155?
Yep, 155 for that.
Beautiful. All right. Anything else, guys?
No.
Just that Tom Brady's running away with that touchdown record. But other than that, it's cool.
Is he though? Because I'm not quite sure he has a ton more than Drew Brees this year.
That's weird. Let's look at it. What's the touchdowns?
He's up 7.
He's up. I think he's running away with it. He's going to get way more touchdowns than Drew Brees.
I think Brees has 1 more year left. I think Brady plays 3.
Yeah.
I mean, with all those weapons, you better play 3. That's the best offense we've seen in NFL history.
He comes at me reckless after I say my opinion, and he comes at me reckless.
That offensive line with those weapons, you better play 3.
When you talk about Drew Brees, this man is biased. He drafted Drew Brees. What was it? All throughout high school fantasy football, like the man.
That's because he was the best quarterback growing up.
The man is in love.
What an idiot! What a crazy thing to do.
He's biased.
To draft a quarterback that's throwing for 5,000 yards every year in high school. That's just mind blowing. Why would you do that?
That's when he could throw in front of the line of scrimmage.
Did I draft him this year?
No, I'm.
You acting like I don't know that he regressed.
Same guy.
No, I just don't think he's as bad as everyone says. I think there's a lot worse quarterbacks in the NFL. Especially, we're judging the guy so heavily without his best receiver, which was a huge part of the Saints' offense. That just seems insane to me.
When he throws in front of the line of scrimmage, then we can talk. That's all.
Put someone he can throw in front of the line of scrimmage too. If Alvin Kamara is the best receiver on the field, wouldn't you keep throwing it to him? Makes sense to
He's
me.
the best player on the Saints because Drew Brees
Is he the best
trash.
player on the Saints when Michael Thomas is there? No.
Nah.
Oh,
He's
okay.
not.
So now, so we get our best player back, who happens to be a receiver, and now we're going to throw the ball more down the field. We're going to take more attempts. Oh, that's crazy how that works. That blows my mind.
Why
would we do that?
Drew Brees only throws slants to Michael Thomas because he can't throw the ball deep. So yeah,
That's not true. Michael Thomas is one of the best route runners in the NFL. He's just always open.
He's just always running slants because that's all that Drew Brees can run.
It's just not a great offensive line. You have to get rid of the ball quickly.
Bro, since when has that not been a good offensive line? It might have
the last 2 years.
That is not true. That is not true. They're one of the best run defense.
Then you go pick Drew Brees up off the ground.
I apologize for asking if we had anything else to say. That one was on me.
And who started that? Didn't I say we were done? I said we were good.
I said we was done too, other than Tom Brady running away with it this year.
That's my fault.
We'll see.
So I have one more small thing. Oh, V's in the picture. Okay, I have one more small thing. I want you to take, if you're out there and you have a house, I want you to go to whoever loaned you money at the bank. I want you to take your mortgage payment. I want you to extract all of that, and I want you to put it on the Florida Gators plus 3.5 because they have the third best quarterback in college football, and they are in the top 4 of college football. They will be, after this, they will be in the college football playoff, and they will probably play Clemson, and they will give Clemson a run for their money.
You know what? I'd like to say something about that because it's very interesting, Mo. It's very interesting that he would apologize for us having a legitimate argument and a legitimate conversation, and then say, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't have asked that question. Then to follow it up with some ridiculous bullshit like he just did. To come on here and follow it up with that atrocious Florida's top 3 team. Alabama's not top 3. Trask is top 3.
Mortgage
payment. And then bet your mortgage.
Extract the mortgage.
That's
Florida
insane to me. That he would even say it.
I think your heart.
Responsibly. I want you to bet responsibly.
Bet responsibly, but your whole house, your whole
life.
Your whole life.
Mortgage.
Put your family in jeopardy.
A responsible mortgage bet. A responsible mortgage bet.
I like it. I love it.
I don't. I think it's idiotic.
Plus 3.5. Or not Clemson plus 3.5. Florida.
But I do it.
And Clemson at minus 5.5. I like that one too. So parlay them with the mortgage. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
What's the risk?
Why not?
Not much, honestly. Responsibly.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like much of a risk.
Florida top 14.
No. That's not problematic. Alabama not top 3 is problematic.
Alabama's 4.
I can't wait for Alabama to play Florida and then run the ball down their throat to the point where Trask can't breathe. And
then also throw the ball over their heads. Like it doesn't matter what.
Najee Harris will put up 200 yards against Florida.
I'm not.
There's your prop bet.
Mac Jones puts up 400 yards, and Smith throws.
They possibly put up 1,000 yards of total offense against Florida.
Gators.
And he has Alabama outside the top 3.
Your mortgage payment.
That's me throwing in the towel for Florida in the SEC championship. Would you like to see it again?
Wait. Okay. One more thing. Florida plus 3.5 responsibly. Love y'all. Deuces.
Peace.
All
right, guys, we got some exciting stuff going on our social medias. We are available on Apple Podcast and Spotify now. So make sure you go look up the Mildly Dramatic Podcast on Apple Podcast and Spotify. We're on Twitter at mildly_dramatic. And we would love to hear any kind of responses you guys have. So go ahead, and the easiest way to do that would be on the Apple review. Or you can hit up our email at mildlydramaticpod@gmail.com. I'm currently on Instagram now at kenartist.32. And then you got Brennan on Instagram and Twitter. So
Yep. So both of my socials, my Twitter is Brennan_Nation. And then my Instagram is also Brennan_Nation, but all lowercase. We appreciate any feedback that you guys can give us. We just really enjoy doing this, and we hope you guys enjoy too.